There are many organizations worldwide, but none like the YMCA. Knowing the history of the oldest volunteer organization in the world will lead us to recognize an unparalleled philanthropic trajectory.
It all began on June 6, 1844, when George Williams, along with a group of young founders, created a group they called the Young Men Christian Association in London. The objective was to improve the spiritual conditions of young people in a context adverse to the effects of the First Industrial Revolution, when the City of London was sordid, dirty, and dangerous, and where there were no places for healthy recreation or rest.
The international growth of this group occurred in 1851 as a consequence of the first Industrial World Fair at the Crystal Palace, Hyde Park, where businessmen from various parts of the world attended and where this project was widely disseminated, which had a scope of 350,000 people. In that same year, the YMCA reached Montreal in Canada and Boston in the United States. Very soon, the YMCA reached 329 centers in the world and 30,360 members by 1855, the year in which the first World Council of the YMCA was held in Paris, which was the prelude to what is today the World Alliance of Youth Christian Associations, where Henry Dunant participated, who is General Secretary of the YMCA of Switzerland and who founded the Red Cross in 1863, with which in 1901 he obtained the first Nobel Prize in Peace.
By 1867, the YMCA had a presence on 5 continents through 763 associations in the world with 54,112 members. By 1915, the presidency of the YMCA's International Committee was led by John Raleigh Mott, who received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1946 for his work in establishing and consolidating bridges between international Christian student organizations to promote peace. But how did this disruptive movement manage to create a Pygmalion effect? The YMCA was initially seen as a cheesy, sentimental do-gooder organization that might not make much difference. However, the organization's work diversified into culture, camping, and sports. The young creators of the movement were based on the principle, so that all may be one.
In 1897, Luther Halsey Gulick, who was the Y's first director of physical programs, created its symbol, a red inverted equilateral triangle with a superimposed band with the acronym YMCA, which represents the balance that human beings must achieve during their integral development in spirit, mind, and body. Currently, this logo is present on a stained glass window in Westminster Abbey, London. With this humanistic and supportive philosophy, several sports were invented and developed at the YMCA. In 1855, the YMCA was a pioneer in the creation and promotion of outdoor summer camps for young people, focusing on education and contact with nature. At the beginning of the 20th century, Robert Baden-Powell actively collaborated with the YMCA and later founded the SCAUT movement.
Also, in 1855, the first swimming pool in the United States was created to spread and promote swimming. And in 1909, the YMCA pioneered the intensive teaching of various swimming styles and life-saving techniques. In 1859, the first gymnasium in the United States was created. In 1869, the first juvenile department was formed to offer specialized programs for children. In 1891, James Naismith invented basketball when he was part of the YMCA training school in Springfield, Massachusetts, United States. In 1895, volleyball was invented by William George Morgan as Director of Physical Education at the YMCA in Massachusetts, United States. During 1930, indoor soccer was invented by Juan Carlos Siriani at the YMCA of Montevideo, Uruguay.
By 1946, in Mexico City, Pangalo was born, invented by Professor Gonzalo Chelo Cordero. In 1950, racquetball emerged at the Greenwich YMCA in Connecticut by Joseph Sobek when he was looking for an indoor game on rainy days. And when did you arrive in Mexico? In 1892, the YMCA began activities in Mexico thanks to George Ian Taylor, who was the first general secretary in the country. The place was a building that was located on Hospital Real Street, today the Lázaro Cárdenas Central Axis. By 1902, the Y moved to Ghent Street. On September 10, 1910, Porfirio Diaz inaugurated the YMCA of Balderas and Morelos. Inspired by the work of the Y, the Secretary of Public Education, Moisés Sáenz, incorporated sports in basic education and in rural schools in Mexico. He also promoted the creation of the School of Physical Education and the Normal School of Teachers. In 1926, Y Professor Enrique Aguirre, with the support of Moisés Sáenz, organized the first Central American and Caribbean Games. In that same decade, Professor Aguirre helped introduce volleyball in Mexico and, on the other hand, promoted the cheers that he considered were intended to prepare the psychological environment in competitions and transmit enthusiasm to his team. It was with this relevant background that batons such as those of the UNAM and the famous Chiquita Boom emerged.
In 1937, in the Tepoztlán Valley, in Morelos, Camp Camalama was inaugurated. By 1953, the Balderas building was sold and construction began on a new one at Williams Field. This building, located at 253 National Army Avenue, was inaugurated in 1957 with the name of Unidad Armada. The South Unit opened its doors in 1971, and in 1983 the Mallorca Unit began operations. The YMCA Mexico has been characterized as an institution dedicated to philanthropy. That is why in 1978 the YMCA Educational Center for Community Action Iztacalco was founded, and in 1981 the YMCA Educational Center for Community Action Naucalpan. Since 1993, the YMCA Community Development and Social Assistance Program began to group, organize and manage the already numerous programs in favor of marginalized social groups, which had been developed since 1942 with the Kamamala Scholars Neighborhood Works Program. Currently, it includes the Independent Living Program and the YMCA Houses for Kamamala Scholars, as well as the houses for migrant minors on the northern border of Mexico.
Aware that education represents the key to overcoming the challenges of the future, in 1968 the YMCA Mexico ventured into higher education through the YMCA Professional Preparation Center. In 1969 it changed its name to the YMCA Professional Institute, also known as IPY. In 1977 it changed its name to the Institute of Professional Studies for the Administration of Leisure Time, IPADL, and in 2000 the YMCA University was founded. YMCA University is part of the International Coalition of YMCA Universities, providing opportunities for international academic exchanges. One of the distinctive aspects of the university is its emphasis on comprehensive human development. The institution promotes activities that encourage leadership, social responsibility, and the physical and emotional well-being of its students. This is reflected in its varied educational offering, sports, volunteer programs, and cultural activities, which complement academic training and contribute to the formation of balanced and socially responsible individuals. YMCA University also has a strong connection with the business sector and the community, establishing alliances and collaborations that allow students to access professional internships, research projects, and employment opportunities. These relationships strengthen the training of students and increase their competitiveness in the labor market.
The current presence in more than 120 countries makes the YMCA's impact significant in promoting physical, mental, and social well-being. The YMCA-EI has been a pioneer in community development, offering educational, sports, and health programs. In addition, it promotes values of inclusion and diversity, contributing to the empowerment of young people and communities. Its global relevance lies in its ability to adapt to local needs, maintaining its mission to strengthen people and build healthier, more equitable societies. Discover the YMCA. Join a global community dedicated to wellness, personal development, and service to others. With educational, sports, and volunteer programs, The YMCA offers you the opportunity to grow, make friends, and make a positive difference in your environment. Be part of a great movement. Transform your life and that of your community with the YMCA.